Welcome to this episode of Things That Are Patently Obvious to Those of Us Who Are Not Insane. The first thing that is patently obvious is never try to appease left wing mobs. So, yesterday, Elon Musk tweeted out that Twitter revenues were down because left wing activists were trying to pressure advertisers into not advertising with Twitter, and that Twitter has done everything it can to try to appease the activist groups, but to no avail. Well, that's how it always goes. Every time you apologize to the left wing mob, every time you apologize to left wing activist groups, they always find something else wrong. And once you apologize to them, then they know that you're susceptible to that. You're susceptible to their lies and to their manipulation, and they will continue to do it. Never apologize. Never try to appease the left wing activist groups. It never works out well. Speaking of ads, the next thing that is patently obvious is when the left feels like they're losing in the polls, they will inevitably make up some kind of a threat and explain that they're the only ones who can save you from that threat. So I was playing a chess app and an ad came up cut by President Obama explaining that those of us in Pennsylvania have the power and that we don't want white nationalists taking over the country. White nationalists? When is the last time that there's been a serious threat from white nationalists? I'm not talking about a bunch of skinheads having a barbecue in their backyard talking about how they don't like other races. I'm talking about an actual legitimate threat. Where are the white nationalists right now? Is that even a thing? I don't know. But I do know that when the left feels like they're in trouble, they will make up threats and then they will explain how they are the only protection you have from those threats. Don't be fooled. All right, look around at the real issues. Don't let them distract you with made up phony threats. The third thing that is patently obvious is that the Democrats are currently running on things that nobody cares about. Okay? So maybe it's not a great idea to disincentivize investing in oil companies right now with rising gas costs. Maybe it's not a good idea to shut down fracking in multiple states with rising gas costs and then try to blame oil companies for rising costs. Maybe people aren't fooled by that. Maybe they're not duped. Maybe it's a terrible time to run on clean energy when the technology is not there, nobody can afford Teslas, and gasoline prices are rising, and people don't have the money to afford transportation. Maybe it's not a good idea to run on transing children and supporting people, mothers murdering their children in the womb and tearing them apart, while crime rates are so high, and while people are afraid to ride the subway in cities or walk down the street at night because of your policies being so soft on crime. Maybe those really aren't the social issues you want to focus on right now, while people are trying to afford to, pay for meals for their family and put food on the table because of your terrible, terrible policies, your terrible financial and economic decisions. So one thing that's patently obvious right now is that the left is very much going to lose a lot of seats in Congress and in the House and in the Senate because of their own terrible policies, because they're running on things that Americans don't care about right now, because they created a problem and have no solution to fix it, namely the economy, rising cost of living, and crime all through the cities. Maybe defund the police isn't such a great idea. These are all things that are patently obvious to anyone who is not absolutely insane. The final thing that's patently obvious is I have a lot of people, specifically in my circle and a lot of in my friends' circles, who are being told who are Christian and being told by non-Christians that Jesus was not white, that Jesus was in fact a Jew. And they're saying this as though it's some sort of clapback, some sort of mic drop, some sort of slam dunk on us. maybe you should step away from liberal left-wing media for a while and take a breath. Maybe go live life a little bit. Step away from the TV, step away from the internet. We know that Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jewish man. It's in the Bible. If you've read the Bible at all, you already know this. This is not the slam dunk that you think it is, saying that Jesus was actually Jewish and not white. We know Christians do not believe that Jesus was white. Christians are not racist. Christians know that Jesus was a Jewish man. We understand this. I don't know what media outlet is telling you that we don't understand this. We know. We read our Bibles. Okay? So Jesus was a Jewish man. Yes, this is patently obvious to those of us who are not insane. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.